Simon, we've been at the cathedral for different reasons over the last week or so. We'll talk more about that in a moment, but let's talk about what's going on inside the cathedral this morning. A massive display that's been here for a couple of weeks and is going to stay for a bit longer. I can try and explain it, but why don't I get somebody who has actually been spent the last 2 or 3 years creating it. Jacqui Parkinson is here. Jacqui, just tell me what we've got here.
Okay, we've got 14 very large panels and they're all based on the Book of Revelation. So they're all about epic issues such as life and death and faith and afterlife and all those kind of things.
We're sitting here, or standing here at panel 1. It says first and final. Just tell us what we can see.
Okay, this was the scariest to do for me because it's the figure and it's the figure of Christ. And it's like, help, how do you do that? And here he is, almost full size, with a sword coming out of his mouth and a laser beam from his eyes. So it's rather strange image really, but it's just say that Jesus judges by the word of his mouth rather than a sword. He's not out there to chop our heads off.
I'm told this is about 3 metres high, and if we were to put all the panels together, it would stretch for 30 metres. So a massive body of work. I'm told it's the largest one by a single artist to be shown in a cathedral. What gave you the idea to do this?
Okay, when I was in France, I went to see some work by Marc Chagall, and it was based on the Old Testament images, and I just thought it was so amazing and so large, and I thought, cool, I'd like to do something so big. And I've always loved the Book of Revelation, strange though that may be.
Let's take a walk down and have a look at one of the other ones as well. There's a really lovely one that we're at number 2. It's called the Throne Room here, and it looks like a sort of, a kaleidoscope of colours.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's got the throne in the centre, and then surrounding it is the rainbow, and it's a circular rainbow, which do exist because I saw one when I was in Peru. And it's just that God is on his throne, and there's lightning, and there's 4 strange creatures, all with 6 wings and eyes all over, and then 24 elders actually laying down their crowns before the throne. Yes, busy piece.
I don't have the expertise to even work out how you would do this. Just tell me how you go about creating something like this. What's the process?
Okay, I'll start with bed sheets, because they're the things that we live in from birth to death, and I like the idea of transformation. So I take the bed sheets and I dye them, hand paint them with dyes all over, and then I lay layers and layers of silk, stitch them, and then just cut in between the silk. It's simple.
It's an amazing sight, and it's absolutely fantastic to see this in action. And what's it like to see it going on display to the public?
Oh, it's good, and it's the best part for me really, just to communicate with people and just to get their views. I mean, some people pass by because they're not interested, and that's absolutely fine, where others just like the beauty. For some it raises questions and makes them think about things and whatever. It's just nice to be in a public space and to have that communication going.
And for a project like this, when you start out on something that's going to take 2 to 3 years, what's it like at the beginning making that first step?
It's scary. Anybody who's a writer or anything, you start with that empty blank page, it's very scary because you think, oh help, I cannot do this. And then you just get going, and then I just absolutely love it. It's the best job ever.
And how much longer is it going to be on display here?
It's here until the 19th of December.
So you've got 4 or 5, maybe even 6 weeks to come and see that. It really is a spectacular sight.